Hey folks, I'm Aspen Arrow. Welcome back to the desert and our tribal impid run. We are working on a few things, finishing up a structure to get Danny some more honor. We also have some wood and components available over at some mining sites should we want to. We are about halfway up to getting another ideology reform. Our poor Pollux tree was not able to keep up with our pollution, so we have added a freezer for it. And you can see that that structure for Danny's honor is about 2/3 done as we get the first quest of the day, a mech cluster with a smoke spewer. It is an off-map problem causer, so we are going to have to go take care of that. It is fairly late at night though, so we will wait until the morning, let everybody get some sleep, and then off they go. About a half day. We are going to take Kaz, Cousin Danny, and Rove, along with our ever-trusty steed Flo and a few of the dromedaries. You can see we actually rolled a centipede in this cluster with 3 assault rifles. We could probably take care of it, but there may be another way to deal with things. You can see there is a proximity detector, so we are going to go around the top. Deconstruct a piece of wall. Now this is an older version. This is still 1.4. I feel like when I've tried this in 1.5, it doesn't let you anymore. But I could be wrong, or maybe I just did mess something up. That happens sometimes. So anyway, we're just deconstructing the wall, shooting in the hole. All done. And we can manage without the component and bit of steel. So we will just run everyone off the edge of the map. Our animals will join us. And we don't have to fight a centipede. Easy peasy, no big deal. You can see that we don't have enough sight focus for a far skip, so I guess we will be walking home, and you can see that our horse and dromedaries did join. Next up, Potato has become a child, now the age of 3, so they shall remain a tribesman. And baby Potato is now toddler Potato. You can see that that trees mist goes away as soon as they walk around. I think it's just because they were a baby. And with that, we complete the monument. Everyone home safe and sound from the quest. Need to make Danny's throne room a little bigger, just 5 tiles and 2 more columns. And then we need to just try to keep the structure from being destroyed. We'll just lose a bit of relationship if we don't. So not the end of the world, but it is within our walls, so that's something. So, make Danny's room a little bigger. And after getting that done fairly quickly, we have our bestowing ceremony. Danny up to Praetor. See, she learned Smoke Pop. We got another permit point. Unfortunately, her psychic's not turning out to be the ones really we're looking for, given her psychic sensitivity. You already have a few things. Steel drop and arrow drone strike. And after some thought, we'll just go ahead and get a Janissary squad, often useful for fodder when we need it. Next up, we have a breakup. Forath and Haz. Finally over. Forath breaking up with Haz. I believe this is after she went on that incredible insulting spree and upset pretty much everybody. Looks like they had managed to get over it until the divorce, but the end of our couple. So we have a hefty mood penalty to deal with of -20. Fortunately, a lot of other mood buffs to offset that. We've got festivals, forest. We collected our relic. And so we will have some changes. Speaking of relic, you can see we had a group of people come to venerate it. And they each take their time while the other ones stand outside, which I thought was kind of an odd interaction. I'm guessing because our temple is so small, but they all stand in the potato fields as they should. And Potato gets a go frenzy. Next up, another quest, this time for a psychic drone. For some potential goodies, including a vanometric power cell. Working on getting all the rare items, I guess, as we do already have an infinite chem fuel reactor as well. Archite capsules would be nice if we had been doing gene modding, but really haven't done much of that, so we'll likely take the vanometric power cell. And we finally finished fabrication. It's like I didn't change research 3 or 4 times. So we will now be able to make our own components, and we have built up a healthy amount of steel to do so. Gonna go ahead and grab mortars. I never use mortars. I hate mortars. I'm gonna grab them anyway. And then we are gonna go raiding. Can never have too many components. So a group off. We're gonna send just a few. And as always, Flo and some camels. They get there fairly quickly. There is a turret. So as usual, just gonna mark the edges of that so we know where not to pass. And see some familiar names. I think I see Mushin2 fairly frequently, Maker fairly frequently. In fact, I think I have Maker in my current anomaly run I've been messing around with. We'll say trying to use something other than assault rifles is I like the assault rifles so much better. I was like, I always use them, so I went back to heavy SMGs, and while they are working, I just really enjoy the range of the assault rifles. They do such a good job in this game. Yeah, that's a good job. Of course, it does help this Susan has a legendary one, but still. Easy peasy, no problems. We just have a turret to take care of. And Danny's got an okay shield belt. Hopefully we'll be able to make her a better one, but it should be enough to take care of that last turret. So she can just go take a few bullets. And turret down, fortunately doesn't explode. Couple beds to sleep in. Claim those in case anyone wants to take a nap, and our component haul. We'll go ahead and deconstruct a few more things while we're here. as we are desperately low on food. And we should have enough caravan space. I'm sorry, but the donkeys will be coming back with us as food. And there we go. Go ahead and hunt. And hopefully that will delay our inevitable starvation. Fortunately, let the animal population get a little out of control and ran out of hay. So while we have had to reduce the number of animals, we still cleared through a fair amount of our rice. Everyone gets to go home, 67 components, a bit of steel, and we are actually able to carry both donkeys home. And everyone home safely, no ambushes. So next up we are going to consider this quest again and accept it for the manometric power cell. Really great for deep drilling and a few other things since it's just infinite power that requires no power lines. So we'll take the psychic drone. We only have a few male colonists, hopefully won't be the end of the world, and everyone's pretty happy right now. There it is. Just a free 1,000 watts of power. Can go hang out with our infinite chem reactor. And in a busy episode, we finally finish up mortars. I'm sure we'll use them. Maybe. Gonna go ahead and grab transport pods. And then we finally have enough psi focus on 4F to try giving word of inspiration to Smith again. Who does get an inspired creativity, so it's time to make sure no other projects are completed. And we will set Smith to work making another assault rifle in the hopes of receiving a legendary one. I have accidentally used inspirations on dusters or things I'm not as worried about, so I do have a habit of just, you know, suspending all work to ensure that it's the only thing being worked on. And then we get yet another quest for an infestation of 5 hives, giving us a choice of honor, gold plus steel, a prestige recon armor, a tornado generator, which you don't see too often, or a recon armor. We do already have some prestige gear for Danny, so that need is taken care of. And we are continuing to try and get her up the ranks to work towards our royalty ending. So while we don't accept the bug quest yet, we do send everyone off on yet another trip. Smith successfully creates another legendary assault rifle. And with a shooting skill of 15, this one will go to Has, and then we will play musical rifles and get everyone switched around if anyone has a normal or good quality one left. You can see Rove does, so new assault rifles for everybody. And we go to an item stash. Oftentimes these do have an ambush, can be animals, can be raiders. So it's nice to approach from an area that provides you some cover, and as you can see, we are ambushed by a decent group of raiders. Fortunately, we are able to pop in this little building. and claim the doors so that they can't just open them. Decent number of wasters. They do have tox packs, so we're of course hoping those don't go off. As 3 more join from the north. And we're gonna duck inside before we get shot at. You see, fairly well armed, also having assault rifles and, well, just in general outnumbering us, but that's okay. Unfortunately, Cuz pops out there where I didn't mean for her to. Gonna go ahead and have Danny pop back out. Now Danny still is unfortunately not tough, but is better melee than anyone, so she can take a hit or two, but she cannot stand there as long as some of the melee pawns we might have wanted to look for with tough, nimble, and things to mitigate that damage. Also, recon armor isn't that great, but we were able to manage, and we get a prestige recon helmet. We replaced Danny's Altex gear, which was wearing out. And there she is, fully decked out in prestige gear that I didn't have to make. And that is really the important part. Takes so much resources. So we'll grab a few things, like a Soothe Pulsar, some of those weapons. And after everyone gets home, we will accept yet another quest today and get Danny some more honor by fighting some bugs. We do have several overhead mountain areas, so they can spawn in a couple of places, notably the 2 ancient dangers and the area up north where we mined out in the ocean. Oh, where did they spawn? Well, in the ancient danger, conveniently enough for us, which I did make sure was walled back in and with a closed door after our adventures in there. Not too bad. Of course, they can mine out, but it does keep it momentarily contained while we get on down there with everybody. Except the kiddos who can just, you know, stay inside the walls. They rarely get to go outside the walls. Kids like to run to the edge of the map and get themselves in trouble. So a bit of organizing for us, still within withdrawal. Our other folks are not imped, so they are that bit slower. Although at this point, everyone's slowed up a bit between the peg legs, prosthetic legs. Although Mila does have a bionic leg now. But our impeds also have taken a few hits along the way, so they are still faster overall. And we will see our assault rifles in work, having 2 legendary ones now. Still wish Berserk Pulse had a bigger range, but not much I can do about it. Looking like we're gonna make fairly easy work of this infestation. Bugs fortunately split up and ran all over the map instead of all swarming us. And since Smith and Four Eyes aren't going to need to run, we can let them hopefully not shoot any of our pawns. Mega Spider says nope and tries to go around. So while they run around, we'll just go take care of those hives. Could potentially have left them there to try and farm up some insect jelly, but we seem to be doing overall okay with money between selling animals and the other random things you just seem to accumulate. And as you can see, quest is considered done. Danny will now be a baroness. Our pods arrive with some more gear. But I think in this case it was plasteel and gold that we received. And so once again, Danny's throne room needs to be bigger. And it will actually need to be made bigger one more time. So we're just going to go ahead and make it as big as it needs to be for the final rank. Ripped out all the tiles in that ancient danger to help support that project. And while Danny is off on a trip to visit the nearest Empire settlement, we have another infestation in the same place. This time just 3 hives, so smaller than the one we just did, and not too much of a threat. It's the middle of the night. Nobody wants to go fight bugs at 12 o'clock in the morning, so we'll let everyone finish resting. I don't think the hives are gonna overwhelm us overnight. And early in the morning, Danny does run into a trade caravan. You can see about halfway over to that Empire settlement. Could have perhaps waited for transport pods, but it's all right. While Danny is gone, we are expanding her throne room. Accidentally put in the air conditioner backwards, so we'll fix that later on. I do catch it and get that air conditioner pointed in the right way. So, you know, instead of midnight, we're gonna go at 7 in the morning to fight some bugs. It seems like a much more reasonable hour. And we're just gonna shoot the wall out. And nothing happens, so we will manually target. Which really does make a big difference. You can also shift click to chain it together. And voila, bugs taken care of. More insect jelly to sell. And more mood buffs. And we'll go ahead and fill that wall back in. And always shoot it out again if we need to. It just helps keep us away, and we don't really have a way to melee block. So, Danny arrives over to the Imperial settlement. We have a bunch of insect jelly to sell. We got a circadian half-cycler from the warship folks who came to look at the relic. And there is a lot of gear here that is really nice. There is Psi trainers, there is bionics, and we ended up buying a Zeus hammer, a psychic reader, and I can't remember what else we bought. But as Danny makes her way home and we work on her throne room, it is time to end the episode. A bit longer today. I hope you are enjoying the series. As always, have a pleasant day, and we'll see you next time.